both labeling and advertising for camp series. Our alcohol labeling and formulation. It's more detail on advertising, including safety requirements. So getting back to the FAA Act provision.
Well, hello there. You have tripped into the John Freitag channel by some algorithmic twist of fate. I don't know how it happens. Anyway, so this is my Bengal Blue Jet coal stove. It's coal wood combination. It's got gas on this side. The oven is heated by both gas and wood and coal, depending on what you're running. The only thing is I never heat that with the coal or the wood because it seems to let a little smoke. It doesn't work as good. I'd have to flip this little damper here, and when I do that, when I flip that to close, it seems to smoke. I might have to tear the thing apart and see if there's not a blockage in there or something, because it doesn't flue right out the stovepipe like it ought to when I do that. Anyway, it's finally gotten cold enough to where I can start burning coal. And you can see I got a nice little coal fire going in there. And when you burn a coal fire like this is nut coal and it's hand fired, you have to make sure that the flames lick up through, because that coal is giving off gas. That's what those little flames are. It's all those flames are burning. So it's starting to warm up a little bit. Now I had it banked down and it let it cool it down quite a bit, because this morning when I got up, it was 70 degrees inside and it was 9 degrees outside. And now let's take a look at the thermometer now. There we have it. It's 21 outside and 64 inside. So I let it cool down quite a bit. Now, if I go ahead and shake this, shake all the ash down off the bottom, because coal, the way it burns, it has to get air from the bottom. And that's controlled by this little guy right here. I've got it cracked open just a little bit so air can get in. I can crack this so that it drafts air out over the top of the coal fire, but I don't usually do that. I usually keep my damper set closed a little bit, like halfway. Sometimes I wanted to get more air so it kind of picks up the fire quite a bit. I'll crack the ash door open, because that is the direct line to just let air get right up in underneath the fire. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll let it get a little extra air, get churning up a little bit, instead of messing around with the actual damper thing, because then I can actually leave the damper set where I like it. I don't have to mess with it and try to refine where I want it. I just close the door and it sets it back to normal mode. But what you want to make sure of is that you don't forget and leave that open, because this thing would just run away. And then, I mean, it could get real. I don't know if it would melt the thing or what it would do, but you got to watch out for that. Anyway, if I shake this down now, this fire would get a lot hotter. But I'm trying to utilize the ash to kind of bank it down and dampen it right now, because I don't want it to get a whole lot hotter in here. It's around noontime, and if I let this thing crank, I'll have it 80 degrees in here. So we're going to hold off on that. Now, I just went out and got a bucket of coal. So before I go, I am going to add some coal. I'm going to rake it even. I'm going to make sure it's still burning hot enough. I'm going to set it. Then I'll be back around, probably about 6:30 tonight. I'll shake it down, I'll add some coal, and then I'll damp it down for the night. But I have to shake it down, otherwise the fire will go out. Once a coal fire starts going down and start going out, you can't get it back. It will just go out. It's a weird thing, but I've seen it happen 100 times. So I'll probably just throw some more coal in there right now and leave it alone and shake it later. It's starting to heat up even more. It's warming up quite a bit. But I'm going to throw some coal in there and rake it out a little bit. Not a whole lot. Just enough to keep her going until I get back at 6. That should be just about it. And yes, I spilled some coal. Just a piece or two, not the end of the world. Now, coal is dusty and dirty, and the funny thing about coal is pretty much for every bucket of coal you throw in, you take out 3/4 of a bucket of ash. So now I'm raking it over. I want to make sure when I rake this thing over that there's flames licking up pretty much everywhere, so it'll burn the gas that's coming off the top of the coal. And it's looking pretty good. All right, then I'll be back around 6:30, maybe 7. We'll see what happens. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get alerted every time I put up a new video, which is usually Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Sometimes a bonus on the weekends. Well, I just got back, and it's pretty nice in here. I'm pretty comfortable. It's not exactly what everybody calls hot. I mean, it's well, it's 64.9. It was 65 a second ago, and outside it's 17, and it's 6:45. So I'm gonna check this fire out. So I threw a little more coal in there before I left. So let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, nice and hot. And that'll go for quite a while yet. Now, the 65 may not be something to brag about, but it's 17 outside, and that's about the coolest I can keep it in here. And it is heating the rest of the house. It goes all the way to the other end of the house. And this house isn't real big. It's, I don't know, I think it's like 1,200 square feet total, upstairs and down. But I have the upstairs basically unheated, but it's probably like 60 upstairs. Yeah, so yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is let this go till I go to bed, probably 9 o'clock. And I'll probably throw some more coal on it just to make sure it doesn't run out overnight. Oh, I was just watching frickin' Jeep. Sawing up some wood. Anyway, I like watching frickin' Jeep. Yeah, frickin' Jeep. Anyway, looks like it's about time to put coal in the fire since it's too cold to burn wood. Just about 9 o'clock. We got 15 outside, 65 inside, just staying steady. Let's go see what it looks like. Doesn't look a whole lot different than it did, what? 9 o'clock, about 2.5 hours ago. So, yeah, it's doing okay. It's just been kicking out steady heat the whole time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to throw some more coal in there, rake it over so it's just a nice layer that still the flames lick up through. And that'll be set for the night. I'll get up 4:30, 5 o'clock and do it up again. Then I'll shake it down for sure because by then it's going to have enough ash in there where it's going to slow the fire down. And then I'll add more coal and it should be set for the day. Rake it over even. Still see flame through the thing a little bit, so it burns up through the coal. Alright, I think that ought to be okay. I can still see a little bit of flame in there. Still kicking out heat, and that should last me tonight. Okay, anyway, let's see. It's first thing in the morning, and it's 12 after 6. I don't remember what time I promised to get up, but anyway, it's 12 after 6, and it's 18 degrees outside. And it's 63 in here, but the fire it feels warm still. I mean, right by the fire, there's plenty of heat. And I got a good bed to get started again. So look at that, it's still flaming good, everything. I mean, this coal just seems to go on and on and on. There's even unburnt coal laying around there. And let's see, when did I throw this? About 9 o'clock, was it last night? I don't even remember. Gosh, it was just last night. But this thing, this coal just keeps cranking. So probably what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to shake it down a little bit and then I'm going to add some coal. Or maybe I'll add some coal first and get it going. And then get it set up for the day. Now I'll shake it. I got to put this on there. I got to get my handle out. And there it is. I got one spindle on the 2 rotary grates. I'm just going to give it a shake. And I'm going to open this door right here. My draft is open and I'm going to shake it until I can see where some coal's dropping down in. Now you'd think you'd want to turn it all the way, but you really don't, because if you turn it all the way, it'll jam it. And we don't want that. Okay, I'm starting to see some pretty bright fire underneath now. There you can see the bottom of the grates. I shook it down. So now it's time to add some coal. Gotta rake it around a little bit. But not too much. You don't want to stir it up. Yeah, when I stir it up, it'll smother out the coal fire. So I don't want to stir it up, but it looks good. You can see it's much lower. The ash went down out from underneath it. But I got a really healthy fire there. It's almost like feeding a pet. I just want to make sure I don't burn the feet off my tripod. Okay. Poke it around just a little bit. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Better throw some more coal on it. Now, if I let this, I could get it really hot. I mean, if I leave the air open, so I gotta bank it down. But first I gotta get this coal going good. It's a delicate balance with this coal stove in this house between keeping it going and not turning the house to be 90 degrees. Because I know it's 63 over on the thermometer. But if I let this thing go, it'll get it so hot in here. Unbelievable. All right, so I'm gonna leave that bottom door open for just a little while to let the air get going until I get the top of the coal started up. This is what I got going now. So I'm gonna leave that door open at the bottom, the ash door, until that coal gets going. Hopefully it's hot enough to get it going. Otherwise I'll have to put wood on top and get it going, and that's a pain in the neck. It's really quite easier to burn wood. The only thing is wood doesn't burn as hot and it doesn't last as long. So I didn't get up in the night at all to tend this fire. I mean, it ran since I went to bed. And like with wood, I'm up at 1 o'clock. I throw some more wood on it. And then there's like nothing left in the morning. And it'll be colder in here. And I'll add some wood and it'll get it going again. But with the coal fire, I didn't have to tend it. I didn't have to nothing. And I get down here and we're up into the 63 instead of 59 where it would usually be. And if I wanted it to be, it would be warmer in here. But I don't really want it to be warmer. I don't want to crank up the old coal. If I do, it'll get to 90 in here. So anyway, looks like we got a little snow on the ground out there. Oh yeah. And we're getting more snow. We got 1 inch or so overnight. None of that was there when I went to bed last night. Huh. Okay, so the next step is adding more coal before I leave about 8 o'clock in the morning, which is about 6 something now, right? Yep, 6:15 now. So at 8 o'clock in the morning or so when I'm running out the door, I'm gonna throw some more coal on there, bank it off, and let it run for the day. So it's been about a half hour. Let's take a look at this, see what it's doing. Ooh, look at that, it's catching on, and there's flames around the top. So that layer of coal I threw in there is really starting to get going. So I'm gonna bank it down already, because it's about almost 64 in here, and I don't want it doesn't need to get any hotter than that for the day. And this coal is just gonna burn steady all day long. So I just closed that door. I'm gonna leave this open just a crack, just a hair. And this up here, this damper, I'm gonna crack it down just a little, about, I don't know, not quite 45 degree. Like, what's that, 30 degrees different from where it was. I'll throw more coal in it before I go and should be set for the day. Okay, so it's been about 2.5 hours and yeah, I'm running late. It's 8:45 already. But I had to go out and sweep. We got that little surprise snowstorm. You can see it out there. It sure does make everything look prettier. I mean, it's better than just sticks, a little white. And there's still a little mist in the air of snow. But it was just sweeping snow, but I swept off the driveway, got all that stuff done. Anyway, so it's been like 2.5 hours, I think, since I loaded the coal stove. And this is what it looks like now. I got a nice bed of coal going, nice and hot. So I'm going to throw that in there, and then I'm going to run out and get another bucket. Beautiful. And yeah, I dropped some more coal. Never fails. I think I got enough in there now. It's pretty heaped up. So this should go me all day long, I'm thinking. Leaves and stuff in there. I don't think they're gonna stand a chance though. But now that's what it looks like now. I just got coal in there and you could almost, probably I put a little bit too much in, but I think it'll be okay. I could see a little fire down in there, and it was hot. So I lid that up. I got my damper closed right there. I don't even know why I put it right there, but it seems to be the right spot. But you know what? What happens with the damper, it keeps eddy currents from carrying heat up and bringing the cool air down at kind of a break. That's how I was told by an old timer one time. And let me see, this guy right here wants to be open just a crack. All right, I think I'm set for the day. Woo. Wintry. Well, I just got home from work and I had that thing filled up, and let's see how it made out. Let's see how it did. See if I'm out. Feels warm in here. Ooh, look at that nice fire. That's coal. Oh man, that's kicking out some heat still. Nice. Well, let's see. What's the temperature? Oh, my little weather station. It's 19 outside. I get 64 inside. So if I shook the grates down and cracked open a damper and open that up, this thing would get going in here, and I could have it up to probably 85 in an hour. I mean, it would just start cranking out heat like crazy. But I don't need to do that. So I'm going to let it stay slow. I'm probably going to throw a little coal on there, and actually I'm probably going to wait a little while. Well, maybe I'll throw some coal on there just to get the new batch started. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then I'll shake it down a little bit. But anyway, that's basically, oh, what was that? That's like 24 hours of living with this wood stove, this old kitchen cook stove, the Bengal Blue Jet. I do love it. Well, that was pretty much the day in the life of a hand-fired kitchen coal stove. Like probably great-grandma used to have. At least grandma, great-grandma. It's a learning curve. I'm still not 100% where I, keep the fire going all the time. Sometimes it gets away from me and goes down, and I can't get it back. And I gotta pretty much start from scratch at a new wood fire, hot coals, and then build it up and get it going again. But for the most part, we'll see what happens later on today. We'll do a little more of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys on the next one.